Well, hi, I'm Annie Sears and I'm from Greeley, Colorado, and I am a junior.
Hi, I'm Luke Venheisen. I'm from Munster, Indiana, and I am a senior.
Hi, I'm Tori Mann. I'm going to be a junior, and I'm from Colorado Springs, Colorado.
How long did it take you to make really good, really close friends? A couple months. The first couple months were hard because you're meeting so many people from so many different places, and they all have different majors, and you might eat lunch with the Commons at the Commons with them today, but then the next day they might not be there. So it took a couple months to really kind of settle into a rhythm and find the people that I spend the most time with, and the people whose schedules align with mine, and the people whose life experience aligned with mine or enhanced mine. So it definitely took a couple months, but by like mid-October, late October, I found such solid friends.
Well, it took a bit. Yeah, it took a bit. The first few weeks, it was kind of like we just had a mess of everyone just came together. It was just completely new, strangers just coming together. It's like the weirdest thing. It only happens in college. You come together, strangers. We all want to meet each other. We all want to get to know everyone. And that's exactly what you should do. When you come here, you just talk to every single person. The friends that you meet freshman year, more than likely, will be the ones to introduce you to your friends that will become your good friends.
It took a while, and there isn't just one answer. It's not like it takes like a week or a month or semester. Usually the friends you have right at the beginning, most of them, or at least some of them, will change throughout the semester and even into the second semester. And I think what would be helpful for me to remember, or what would have been helpful, is that your friendships in college are just going to look different than the ones in high school. And they're going to look different than maybe lifelong friends you have in high school, and that's okay.
What are some helpful study tips for freshmen to know? You mostly just need to figure out what your jam is. Like, if you need to study by yourself in the library, go do that. Or if you need to be in your room alone with the door locked so that people don't come interrupt you, do that. If you need to study with people, Eckert Lounge is a good place to do that. Just figure out whatever your best study habits are, and then do those.
Defender dollars and meal exchange. As a freshman, you get 100 Defender dollars a semester. And like I said, you get 21 meals a week for your meal exchange. And again, I would use your meal exchange for all your meals, especially at first, instead of spending money on your meals. And then as you go throughout the semester, you can kind of figure out how much you can spend per week, and sort of like your favorite foods at the grill, or at 55th, which is a little coffee shop on campus, or at the Bunsen Brew.
Is there a dress code? No.
How much free time you actually have before finals? Not much. It also depends on how disciplined you've been during the semester, but usually you're really busy with turning in last minute assignments, which are big projects and papers. And then finals week, you should put a lot of time into studying. Usually you can find time to mess around with friends, but finals week is really busy.
In my experience, quite a bit. Finals week is actually one of my favorite weeks of the semester because all you have are finals. You don't have the rest of your homework assignments, you don't have the rest of your clubs, you don't have other rehearsals going on. Finals are the only thing you have to worry about. So if you need to study the whole week, just study the whole week. But for the most part, you've been studying all semester, and you've been preparing yourself for all of the other tests and all of the other papers and all of the other classes. So by the time you get to finals week, it's just a culmination of what you've been doing all semester. So it's not something that you need to stress about. Just work hard all semester, and finals week will be a breeze.
What if you don't get along with your roommates? That's okay. There's plenty of people that you can talk to, so what my advice about that and my suggestion is to, one, try to figure it out yourself. Communication is key. Talk to each other. If there's something that's bothering you, don't just let that sit, because I'm sure they're going to not even realize that it's bothering you. Don't be passive aggressive, don't be subtle. Just be upfront, don't be rude about it, but be politely say this is an issue, and then you guys work it out. But another thing that we do, especially now that I have 5 other roommates, It's called roomie bonding, that's what I call it. It's not really that big of things, it's not like we plan it, it's just that when we're all together, we make a genuine effort to be together, not just sitting there in the same room separately. So, I mean, at one point we had Nerf guns. Someone brought Nerf guns and we started bailing each other in our room. Like, that would be roomie bonding. Just try to make an effort to spend time, genuine time with your roommate, and it will more than likely work out. And if it doesn't, that's okay. It doesn't mean that you have to be not friends anymore. You can still be friends, still talk to them on campus.
Well, I had 4 different roommates during my first week as a freshman, so I know a lot about roommate conflict, and it's okay. Like, if you don't get along with your roommate, you don't need to beat yourself up over it, because sometimes there are people that could be really, really great friends that just can't live together, and that's okay. The people that you're friends with and the people that you can live with are very often different people. And I'm grateful that I had so many different roommates, because I learned a lot about who I am, how I like to live. I learned a lot about having to navigate conflict respectfully and understanding that they're not a horrible person if they don't want to put the couch in the same place that I want to put the couch. You know, it's just a matter of opinion. So.
And then, do you have any tips for avoiding homesickness or any homesickness remedies? First of all, more people than you think get homesick, I think, and it's okay. So there's not really a way to cure homesickness except to just be busy when you get homesick. Sometimes it's helpful to call home, and sometimes it's better just to go find a friend and say, hey, I'm lonely, I need someone to hang out with, and that's okay.
Don't call home all the time, even if you want to, because it's really easy to kind of try to juggle living in 2 worlds, the college world and the home world. You really can live in both and still call home all the time, or still maintain contact with your friends from home all the time, and still live in college, but you're going to stretch yourself really thin that way if you leave your heart in 2 places. So honestly, one of the best ways to avoid homesickness is to pour yourself into everything happening in your new home, and to try all the clubs and meet all the people and make sure that you're getting out and experiencing the new culture. Because if you're constantly dividing yourself between 2 cultures, you're going to wear yourself out and you're not going to fully experience either of them. And you should call home, call your parents, because they're going to miss you. But don't do it all the time, because it'll become your crutch. How to find a church. That was fun for me. My freshman year, I just found a really solid group of people that we walked to church together every Sunday, and we got to know each other really well. And on our walk back, we always talked about the sermon, and that was fantastic. And I went to the same church all year and really got plugged into the church community there, which was wonderful. And then my sophomore year, I decided I wanted to go church hopping. So I went to a different church every single week, which, believe it or not, you can do that in a tiny little Sioux Center, because there are so many churches in like Sioux Center, Orange City, Hull, all around this area. So I tried out so many different churches and so many different denominations with so many different people, and I learned so much through that.
I would try and find one as soon as you can, because being part of a church body is really important. Again, you can talk to your missions counselor or someone you know here about what church they go to. When you get here, you can talk to your RA about what church they go to. And then it's okay to try a few different churches, you know, in the morning and the evening. But I would definitely try and find one that you're really comfortable with.
What would I want my freshman self to know? I would want her to know that the people here were praying for her by name, because I had no idea that there's so much effort was being put into preparing a place for me here.